Welcome everyone, another Alice classic. Couple subscribers requested this and I was set up for Alice, and honestly I was debating about doing this song, so here we are. Alright, there's at least two guitars in the intro that are intricate to this. And there's some nuances if you listen to left and right, and I'll point those out as we go through it. Of course, I've tabbed it out. My notes will be available for downloading below the video. And we'll go through the guitar parts, starting with the first guitar. So the first guitar, as it starts things out, we're going to be on the, referencing a G chord on the 5th string and 4th string at the 5th fret, and then we'll strike the 5th and 4th at 7, referencing an A. So we're going to do that 5 to 7, 5 times. And it's very fast. This intro is really quick, so it's just a lot of... Then we're going to move that up to the 8th fret and then hammer it, or not hammer, but hit the 10th fret. Now that will be done, instead of 5 times, we're going to do that 4. Then we're going to move to the 5th string at the 8th fret and the 4th and 3rd string at 10. Playing an F chord and slide that down. So that will sound like this. Alright, that's a little nuance I don't think a lot of people catch. They just play the 8-10. But then, okay, when I did this in the intro, I did it this way on purpose because I didn't want people to thumb it down right away. You're going to hear one guitar, the main guitar will do this. Alright, so what he's doing there is sliding just once this guitar from the C sharp to D to E and slid down. Alright, so let's cover what the first guitar is doing. First guitar, we're going to be on the 1st string at 17, the 2nd string at 18, and we're going to hit that total of 5 times. So there's a little vibrato with the 20, and then you move to the 2nd string at 13, and the 3rd string at 15. And that'll be 5 times also. Alright, so we have this. Then we're going to move to the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th string from 9, 10, and 11. We're going to slide that up to 10, 11, and 12. Hit that 3 times and then slide it again. This is where you hear the double slide. And then you move it all the way up to the E chord. So that'd be 12, 13, and 14. So that's where the, again, watching them play it live, all the guitar players just do it here. But again, the recording, that's the difference, just to show you that. Alright, now we're into the verse. So we'll talk about some of the nuances of the verse. So the first guitar, as it starts things out, we're going to be on the, referencing a G chord on the 5th string and 4th string at the 5th fret, and then we'll strike the 5th and 4th at 7, referencing an A. So we're going to do that 5 to 7, 5 times. And it's very fast. This intro is really quick, so it's just a lot of... Then we're going to move that up to the 8th fret and then hammer it, or not hammer, but hit the 10th fret. Now that will be done, instead of 5 times, we're going to do that 4. Then we're going to move to the 5th string at the 8th fret and the 4th and 3rd string at 10. Playing an F chord and slide that down. So that will sound like this. Alright, that's a little nuance I don't think a lot of people catch. They just play the 8-10. But then, okay, when I did this in the intro, I did it this way on purpose because I didn't want people to thumb it down right away. You're going to hear one guitar, the main guitar will do this. Alright, so what he's doing there is sliding just once, this guitar, from the C sharp to D to E, and slid down. Alright, so let's cover what the first guitar is doing. First guitar, we're going to be on the 1st string at 17, the 2nd string at 18, and we're going to hit that a total of 5 times. So there's a little vibrato with the 20, and then you move to the 2nd string at 13, and the 3rd string at 15. And that'll be 5 times also. Alright, so we have this. Then we're going to move to the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th string from 9, 10, and 11. We're going to slide that up to 10, 11, and 12. Hit that 3 times and then slide it again. This is where you hear the double slide. And then you move it all the way up to the E chord. So that'd be 12, 13, and 14. So that's where the, again, watching them play it live, all the guitar players just do it here. But again, the recording, that's the difference, just to show you that. All right, now we're into the verse. So we'll talk about some of the nuances of the verse. For the first measure of the verse, we're basically going A to C to D and then to F. All right, it's how we get there. So we're going to be striking an A power chord twice, so 5th and 4th string. Then we'll use because we can, our middle finger rather than pinky rock when we have to use our pinky. Anyhow, we're going to be going to the 4th fret once. So we got 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Then we're going to hit it 1 time and walk up from an A to an A sharp to B and then land on C. Alright, think of the C as just like the A. We're going to put our pinky down from the 5th fret to 7 3 times. Then we'll hit C and do our walk up from B to C sharp and D. Alright? Now when we get to the D, it changes a little. We're going to hit it twice to our pinky and then once to the pinky. And then same thing on the F. So that's the difference with the D and the F. It's just the pinky is like a half the second time through. Then we're back to A to finish out this first measure. The A, because there's no walk up, there'll be a total of 4. Then we start again. Okay, so that is a measure of the verse. That'll be done twice total during the first verse only. Then we go into a bridge. Okay, the bridge is just kind of a muted, little laid back. So we're doing the pinky from 9 to 11, and it'll be 2 hits on 9, 1 hit on 11, twice. Then move it to 10, I'm sorry, to, what is that, 5 and 7, so that'll be our D, same rhythm. All right, and then we come in with this. So what we're doing there, all right, we're going to slide on the 3rd string from 4 to 5, back to 4, and then 2. And then we go to the 4th string at 2, and then we're back to an A, just like we did the E and D. 2 hits on A, and then our pinky, or in this case, ring finger. And then it starts again. I'm going to run through that at a medium speed. Alright, I went all the way through it, but you can see we're doing our E with the pinky then once. So the E is twice, pinky, again, D, then we do the note, and then our A. The second time through it, we'll do a full run through of the notes, and then we're going to go right up to an E. So at speed it'll sound like this. Then we start it again, same pattern with the E to D. Then we're going to do this. Alright, so what we're doing there is we're going to do the pattern up to the point we do the notes. We're going to do a full rundown, if you will, of the notes. We're not going to slide. It's just going to be 5 on the 3rd string to 4-2, then 4-2 on the 4th string, and 4-2 open on the 5th. Right to an E. Alright, you can do those notes up here at the E if you're more comfortable. I've seen it done both ways, but in the recording it really sounds to me like he's on a higher register with the thinner string. Then we start the second verse, which we know that, but we're going to only do one measure of it. Okay. So after the second verse, we're finally to the chorus, if you will. There's 2 guitar parts. I'm going to show you the rhythm first, and then what's going on underneath. All right, so we're coming out of the verse. Then we're going to go into this. To the solo rhythm. All right, we'll talk about that next. But for the chorus, first it's 2 hits of an A, and then we're going to add the 4th to it. Then we move to an F, and we're going to add 2 hits, and then our 5. We'll do that twice. All right, back to our A. So what we do, we'll do that measures 4 times each. So, and then we're into the solo rhythm. All right. Meanwhile, there's a second guitar with a slight wah-wah in it, and he's playing this. Okay, so during the chorus, like I said, you'll hear this. So it's basically two patterns. We're going to be hammering on from 7 to 10. This is basically the A minor pentatonic, and we're using the second position. We're just going to be hammering on from 7 to 10. Then we move, so your middle finger is on the 3rd string, and we're going to pull off to 5, and then that's from 7, and then hit 7 on that 4th string. So all together, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we'll repeat it, but the second half is a little different. So it's a bend up of 7, release, pull off to 5, and then hitting 7. Then we repeat the first lick, and then repeat the second lick. At that point, we're into the solo. So I'm going to go over the solo rhythm, the verse 3, which is a key change and takes us out of the song, and then we'll go over the solo. So the solo rhythm is the same as we learned with the verse, except there's no walk-ups, okay? So we'll play an extra A with our added finger and an extra C with our added finger. The D and the F will be the same, so it'll sound like this. You'll hear me doing 4 of these before we do the normal D and F. So the solo rhythm will go for 2 measures, just like we did with the first verse. The only difference is at the end of the second measure, when we're on our A for the 4th time, we're going to go to an F. And then start our key change. All right, this will be verse 3. So basically, we're going to move everything up a half step. Start again. So you can see the only difference, our walk up will be straight B to C to D, and then we go to D sharp, all right? Then we're going to do our walk up from the C sharp back to C, C sharp and D, and then ending on D sharp. Then up to an F sharp, and then again. So that key change really goes into it'll go for 2 measures, and then it changes up. After we get up to our F sharp, we're going to go right to an A sharp and hit that with our pinky once. Walk down. So we'll hit it twice. I'm sorry, I should have said that. We'll hit the A twice, add our pinky, and then we hit it once and walk down. So it'll be A sharp, back to A, to G sharp, and then to F sharp. The F sharp will be 2 hits pinky, 2 hits pinky, and then start over. The song. It'll start fading out after they do that a bunch of times. So that is all the rhythm and the key change. Great structured song. First measure of the solo sound like this. So basically what we're doing is sliding on the second string at 6, the third string at 7, up to 8 and 9. And then we hit it again with some vibrato. Then we come back to this 5th position. We're going to pull off from 7 to 5 on the 3rd string, landing on 7 on the 4th string, coming back to the 3rd string, 7, 5, back to the 4th string at 7 twice. So the first lick, or first half measure of the solo, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, to finish off this lick, what we're going to do is 5 hammered into 7, pull back off to 5 on the 4th string, landing on the 5th string at 7. So we have our... Then we start the lick. It's just, it almost sounds like an afterthought, but it fits with the timing. Alright, so all together the first half measure of the solo. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, we're going to repeat that whole first half. Once we get to the second 7, rather than pull it off and hammer back on and then hit 7, what we're going to do is hit 5, hammer onto 6, hit 7, or I should say hammer onto 7, and then pull off to 5. Then hit 7 on the 5th string. Alright, so after the 2 7s on the 4th string. Alright, so let's do the whole first measure of the solo together. Slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, the next quarter measure will be very similar. Then we're going to slide back up our 6 and 7 to 8 and 9 with a little vibrato. Then we're going to pull off 7 to 5 again and then land on 7 from the 3rd to 4th string. Then we just drop down, and what we're going to do is this. Alright, so let's go through the first quarter measure where we land on 7. Then what we're going to do is pull off on the 3rd and 2nd string from 7 to 5 twice before landing on 7 on the 4th. Then we're going to just pull off on the 3rd string, 7 to 5, landing on 4 on the 7th fret. We'll do that 3 times. Now we'll do it 4 more times, but it'll be the 3rd and 2nd string. Alright, so that full second measure together, 1, 2, 3, 4. Not too difficult, but again, it's the feel of the song. He's got a little wah-cocked and adds a little bit to it. Now we'll go into the 3rd measure. We got 2 more measures left of the solo. The next section of the solo will sound like this. Alright, so what we're doing there is we're going to be on the 4th string, hitting 5 to 7. Then take your pinky on 8 on the 2nd string, slide up to 10. Alright, at that point, come back. We're going to hit 7 pulled off to 5 on the 3rd string, landing back on 7 on the 4th to 5 with a slight vibrato on that 3rd string. Then you'll hear the 4th string pulled off from 7 to 5, landing on 7 to the 5th string. Alright, so all together slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, the next section really surprised me. When you slow this down and listen to the channel which the lead is, there's a slight palm mute. Alright, so the slight palm mute, and I've noted this in my notes, we're going to hit 5, we're just moving up the scale, 5 to 8 on the 6th string, 5 on the 5th string, back to 8, and then 5, 7 on the 5th string, to 5 on the 4th string, back to 7. So it's a triplet. Alright, and then we're back, when we land on that 7 on the 5th string, we're going to hit 5 and 7. This is not palm muted. So we're hitting 5, 7 on the 4th string, 5 on the 3rd string, back to 7 on the 4th, 5 on the 3rd to 7, and then slide up to 9, then catch 8 to 10, and then pull back off to 10, or 8, I'm sorry. Back to 9, 8, 9, 8, 9, 8. Alright, so that palm muted part all together, 1, 2, 3, 4. At that point, move back to the 5th position, and we're going to do a little Jimmy Page lick. Alright, so it'll be 4 of these. It'll be 8 on the 1st string pulled off to 5, and then ending on the 2nd string at 5. Then we're going to land back on 8 with a bend, and then 8 bent again before we hit 5 on the 1st string. Then we come to the 2nd string, 8, and then 8 bent, and then, 8 pulled off to 5. Then 7 on the 3rd string, back to 5. So let's take it to that point. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, I went a little past it, but anyhow, once we get to the 8, pulled off to 5, and then 7 on the 3rd, 5 on the 2nd. We're going to come back to the 3rd string, pull off 7 to 5 twice, landing on the 4th string at 7. Then come back 5, 7, slid up to 9, catching 8. Alright. Then we go back to the 7th fret, pulled off to 5 on the 3rd string, landing on 7 on the 4th. And then 5 with a little vibrato, that's the 3rd string. And then 7 pulled off to 5 on the 4th string, landing on 5 on the 5th string. And that's really before they do the key change. Alright. So the full last measure of the solo together slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. You got the solo. Like I said, the next licks you can just improvise on when they're in the key change. I hope you enjoy.